Today, we're going to be taking a look at how to solve 23 different Pandas coding interview questions. These can help you prepare for either like a data analytics or a data science interview. And there's some big companies that are represented, such as Lyft and also Apple and Facebook Meta. Now, all the questions are going to be from Strata Scratch. I have a link down below in the description if you want to join. It's 100% for free. If you do purchase a paid plan, this is an affiliate link, so it does help with the YouTube channel. Okay, so question number one, we're looking at the base pay for police captains. So it says find the base pay for police captains, output the employee name along with the corresponding base pay. So our expected output we have over here is employee name and base pay. I'm just going to make that as a note, which you can put the hashtag or pound over there. So just two columns, which isn't honestly too bad. And we're looking for police captains. So I'll put that over here too. So looking for police captains. Okay. And let's run the head. So there's only one data frame in here. You can see public salaries. This is from San Francisco. So let's run this head. So I don't see any job titles. We do see a deputy sheriff. We might have to expand out this head. I don't know how large it is. So I'm just going to put 100 and we're going to rerun that over here. And now we can just go down over here and see if there's anything. And there's quite a lot of different stuff based out of here. I don't see police so far. And actually we could just do a sort values on this one, which wouldn't be the worst on that side of things. So I'm just going to do that. So what I'll do first for here, dot sort values. And then what I'm going to put is this over here. And the reason why is you can see some of these job titles are all over the place. I don't know for sure if it's going to be like police captains. It just says that in general, it might have some other additions to the string. So we're going to sort values in job title. And what I'm going to do also, and make sure these are in single quotes, I'm going to put ascending is false because it starts with a P. It could start with captain first also. I would assume it starts with a P for police captains, but we can see. So I'll put ascending equals false. Now let's run this over here. All right, so we start with P or start with T, and then police will be down over here. We have a lot of things over here: sergeant, registered nurse, public. So police should be after here, and does not look like that is the case. We have deputy sheriff, but we see here, look, captain 3, police department. So we have a few of those over here. I'm just going to expand out the head to like 120 to see what happens. Just run this real quick. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. So yeah, those are the only ones right here, captain. So now that we know captain, let's filter this out on this side of things. So what I'm just going to do is like filter captain equals, and then what I'm going to do is public salaries like this. I'm going to open this up and here are brackets. And then I'm going to also put again the job title. I think that's what it is called, right? So let's put that in here. And we're going to say that job title .str contains, and let's see how they had that captain. You can see it's all capitalized. So we're going to put that in here like this. And this should filter for all of these captains on that side of things. So if we run this now, here, job title is not defined, and that's because I forgot single quotes. So excuse that small mistake. And you can see all the captains here, which is great. So now we can just grab the columns that we need. So double brackets on here. And all we need to do is employee name. So grab that, put it in here like this. And then our second column is base pay. And it doesn't say anything about ordering or sorting the values. So you can see base pays all over the place. And so are these names. So this should solve it. And let's just run this code. And you can see Patricia through John and then the base pay over here. And then I've already solved this, but I'll say I have this as solved. So pretty much we're doing the string contains for the captain, and then we're filtering the captain. So that way we grab both of those. This next one, we're taking a look at all posts which are reacted to with a heart. So it says right over here, final post reacted with the heart. For such posts, output all columns from Facebook post table. So we need to grab all of this over here. So I'm just going to put a comment on here and grab what I need. So we need a post ID, poster, post text, then post keywords, and also post date like that. And then let's start working on this. We actually have 2 data frames in this one, so we're gonna have to merge both of those. So I'm gonna start off with that. So we're gonna name this as FB merge, and we're gonna say that equals to, and we have pandas already imported, so just pd.merge. And then now we have to put our 2 data frames that we want. So we have Facebook reactions on here. So put Facebook reactions. Then we have to make sure we have Facebook posts. And then you need to define where you're going to merge these 2 on. So we have the same post ID over here. So you can see post ID is the same. We also have the same poster, I believe. And then text is different, post keywords, and then post date. They have date day and post date. So we're going to merge on a few different ones. So first we're going to do left on. And usually, like, if you're only going to merge on one column or one series, it's single quotes like this. But since we're going to, we're going to have to put a bracket in here. And then we're going to do poster. So that is the same, we'll single quotes again, and then put a comma. And then we have post ID, which is going to be the same. So put that over here too. Now we need to do our right. So put right on, and honestly, it's going to be the same thing, right? So poster is the same, and then post ID is the same. So I can literally just copy this and paste that there. And then now we need to do how. So how equals, and I'm going to do inner. So if you're familiar with different joins, inner will only show the exact results that are in both of these, and we're not going to expand this outwards. So let's see how this works. So now you can see the ones where we have post are the same pretty much on these, and it's pretty good. So now with Facebook merge, I'm just going to do a query on this one. So a query allows me to filter down once again. So we can just do .query and then single quotes inside over here. And we have to make sure reaction equals, and make sure double equal sign. We're going to put quotes like this. And then what I'm going to say is hearts. So now if we see this on here and run it, so we have 2, but these are the same, right? The only difference is the friend that hearted it. So you can see that. So what we could do now is specifically grab what we want. So I'm going to name this data frame as FB final equals that. And now what I'm going to do is FB final. And I'm just going to grab all this that we needed earlier, right? Put all of that in here. Now I'll just put single quotes for all this as well. Grabs that. And we might get 2 in here. Let's just run code. So all you have to do is .drop duplicates like this. Run code. Well, the reason why is I didn't turn that there. Now you can see drop duplicates. We have that right over here, and click that, and it's been solved. And you can see expected output 1, LeBron James, post keywords, and the post. Question number 3, we're taking a look at this. So find the number of employees working in the admin department that joined in April or later. And then we have the one data frame, which is workers. So if we run this code for the data frame, you can see how this works out over here. And we have a date, but we're going to have to build out a month off of that. So the first thing I would recommend is build out our month. So to build out a new column or series, all you have to do is just write something new like this. So I'm just going to name this as month, right? And we're going to set that equal to worker. And then what I'm going to put over here is join date like that. And then all you have to do is put .dt. And then this gives you a bunch of different options. I'm going to put month like this. And if we run this, you can see join date, and we have 2/6/2/6/1/4. That tells you the month of the year now, which is great because that's what we need to filter this specifically by. And that's now in our worker.head. So if I run this again and just put this over here, you can see all the way at the right, we have this month that's been added to this data frame. So it just says find the number of employees working in the admin department that joined in April or later. So next thing, what I want to do is we're going to set a query. So we're going to say admin depart like that equals, and then we're going to put worker.query. So worker.query like this, and then single quotes. And this is what you'll see why I use queries. They're very, very powerful. So the first thing I want to do is admin department. So we have department over here. So just put department equals normal quotes on here now. And we have to do an admin like this. So that'll just grab our admins. And now if we want to have a second thing in query, all you have to do is put an and what I'm going to do is month like this. And we're going to say month is greater or equal to than 4. And that's going to grab everyone that joined in April or later. So everything is 2014 in this example. So if we run this code over here, and now you can see month 644, and then we have all these worker IDs over here, which is great. So it all just says is find the number of employees. So how we can do this pretty easily is we can put admin department like that. And then what I would do is just worker ID like that. And then I'd put n unique. And that's just in case there's duplicate values. I know in this example there is not, but you can see the output is 4 over here, check solution, and it's been completely solved because it's 4. You can see the expected output over here. They have 4 as well. So this is why I use the query, because you can put 2 things in here, and n unique. You could also do counts on here, but just in case something is duplicated for some reason, that's why I used that. Hope you're enjoying these questions so far. I'm going to take a second real quick and subscribe to the channel. It does help it grow and allows other people to view this video as well. I'm uploading multiple videos every single week and they take hours to produce. All right, next question. So now we're taking a look at Spotify. So how many times each artist appeared in the Spotify ranking list? So it says here, find how many times each artist appeared in the Spotify ranking list, output the artist name along with the corresponding number of occurrences, and then order records. So we have a few different things going on over here. So I'll put the artist name along with the corresponding number of occurrences. So we need to do that. So just put that as a comment down here. And then it says order the records by number of occurrences in descending order. So we have that also going on. And then we have one data frame, which is this. So if we run this data frame, you can see over here track name, and then we have an artist. And honestly, not too specific on this side of things. It shouldn't be too hard. So first thing I would want to do on this is there said there's no filtering by position. So I assume even like 160 or 52 would show up. So, all right, that's not too bad. First thing let's do is a group by. Okay, so with this group by, we're going to just name this as artists like this. Artist, if I can spell correctly, right? And equals, we're going to do this dot group by. And the first thing we're going to group by is the artist itself. So you can just put them in like this. What I also recommend is just put brackets in here as well, just in case you want to group by multiple things in the future. We do need brackets on this next one. So this is what we're going to be doing. Now I could do a count, I think, of either the ID or also the track name. I don't think the same artist should have 2 songs the same. I mean, even like a band like Metallica, Unforgiven 1, 2, and 3. It's a little bit different on those. But I don't know about like pop music and rap or like how that works. So you might want to just do ID on here. So we're gonna do like that. And then we're gonna do dot count. And this is just gonna count how many times these are specifically in here. And then what you need to do is to frame next. So this is gonna populate this into the data frame, and you just name it what you wanted. So I didn't see a specific name they wanted on here. So I'm just gonna look at the expected output, and then they just have n occurrences like this. So I'm just gonna name it like that. Next, what we need to do is reset the index because that is gonna be changing. So reset index. The reason is because we group by. And the last thing that we actually need to do as well is we need to do this sort values. So we can just do dot sort underscore values like this. And inside over here, we're gonna do n occurrences, right? We already have this. And we wanna have the n occurrences at the top like that. So normally it's ascending. This time we're gonna put that to false. So we're gonna put ascending equal to false like that. And I think that should solve this question. So you can see Kendrick Lamar with 9, Ed Sheeran 5, Sia, Manuel Matoma, I think. Don't know any of these artists, to be honest with you. I'm a metalhead, but yeah. So my music does not show up on here, but let's click over here, and this has been solved. All right, so this next question, count the number of user events performed by MacBook Pro users. So count the number of user events performed, output the result along with the event name, and sort the values. So a few different things on here. So first, sort, right? Output the results with the event name. So I think this is gonna be another group by, just thinking about it. So we have playbook events and then our expected output. So they just want an event name like this. And then also event count. So I'll put that in there as well. And I don't need that over here. I don't know why I put that there. But let's run this and see what this data frame looks like. So if user, occurred at, event type, event name, location, device. All right, so first thing I want to do, because it says performed by MacBook Pro, let's see MacBook Pro. It's all lowercase like that. So easy, right? So we'll just say MacBook equals, and then we're going to just do playbook events dot query. And then all we have to do is device. And we're going to say that's equal to, put in actual quotes, and then we'll put MacBook Pro. So we'll put that over here. And let's run this code. So now we just have the MacBooks. Great. So it's working properly. And now what we need to do is our group by. So what we need to have on here is event name. So what I'm going to do is final equals MacBook.group by, and again, put one or two things if you want. I'm just going to put event name this. You don't need those brackets, but I always just put them over here. And then what I'm going to do is look at the user ID and count those. So put that dot count, and then again, like the last one, right, to frame. And what are we going to name this one as event count? Like this is nearly identical, event count. And then we're going to dot reset index. That's, and then also we're going to put over here, and then we're going to sort values. So sort values. I'm going to do that as event counts. And literally like the last one, we're going to put ascending equals false, because we want that over there. And if we run this now, event name, event count 83331. Don't see the 1 down there. Hope this is correct. And it says solved. So that is fully correct on that side of things. Pretty much identical, except this time we're just looking at device equals MacBook Pro. So now we're going to be taking a look at most lucrative products. So you've been asked to find the 5 most lucrative products in terms of the revenue for first half of 2022. So we'll put that on here, and then output their IDs and total revenue. So output that. I'm just going to see what expected output. So we have output product ID like that. And then we have over here total. Okay. So let's look at this head over here. So we have product ID, promotion ID, cost in dollars, customer ID, date, and units sold. So first note wise, we're going to have to format this date. So we're going to have to format date to months. And then next thing that we need to do as well is we need to multiply units sold with also cost in dollars. Cost in dollars for total rev, right? So I think that should be first. So let's first build out the month side of things. So all we're going to have to do is online orders. We're going to say month equals, and then online orders. Then we'll put dates in here. And like earlier, I think it was like first or second question, .dt.month. Right, we run this code, have all of those in there. Probably should have checked also if there's any other specific years Let me just double check that. That would change how it works. Let's run code 100. Looks like it's only 2022 data. I think that's it. So I think we're gonna be fine on that. If it doesn't work, we're gonna have to rework this in the beginning, because I'm only looking at the month, assuming that this is 2022 data. But either way, run code, you can see that over here. And then if we run this head on here too, great. Yeah, you can see this month has been added on this side of things. So great. So I don't need this head here. First thing I need to do is make sure that we queried it for the first half of 2022. So all we have to do, online orders, query, and then single quotes. So the month needs to be less than June, which is 6. So all we have to do on that side of things is say month is less than or equal to 6. And I'm going to say orders first half, like that. I'll just say orders first. Doesn't really matter. In code. And we can see that this month has been created. So next thing, what I'm going to do is just multiply these out. I could have multiplied it up earlier up over here, but it doesn't really matter too much. So let's multiply these out next. So what I'm going to do is orders first, and I'm going to say order rev, because these are all specific orders. You can see like product ID 1 has been here multiple times. So that's going to be equal to this custom dollars. So we have orders first right there, and just put in single quotes, cost in dollars. And then with pandas, you can just multiply these across. So I'm just going to put multiply, copy this, and then we're just going to put units sold like that. And then this should give us our thing. So this is all multiplied out. And then just to double check this is working, I'm going to do orders first dot head, run that code, and you can see order revenue. So great. Next, I think we have to do a group by with product ID. So don't need that. And then what I'm going to say is like final output equals, and then what we need to do is orders first dot group by, and then our first side over here, we're going to group by our product ID. And just show you how this works this time without the brackets, right? Then we're going to put brackets over here, order rev like this. Now you need to put a sum. The last time we've done counts because we just have to see how many, but this time we're finding the total. So just put sum over here, and then what we're going to do is dot to frame. So to frame like that. Then we're just going to name total. Our favorite dot reset index. And then again, sort values. And like the last two times, all we have to do on this one is put total in here and comma, and then ascending equals false. And this doesn't complete it yet. So if we just run code over here, you can see all these are in here right through 6, but we only need top 5. Easiest way to do that, honestly, did this quite a lot in this question, but dot head, and then you can just put a number in here. So if you just put 5 and you run this code, 5 show up, and then click over here and output was as expected. Okay, so count the number of movies that Abigail Breslin was nominated for Oscar. Don't know who that is, but all right, we have one data frame, Oscar nominees. Let's see what this looks like. So year, category, nominee, movie, winner, and ID. So count number was nominated. So we don't need that winner category. So we just literally have to look at nominee. Any specific year? No. So this might be our easiest one yet, to be honest with you. See if you can solve it while I do it, or pause the video. We can just do dot query, and all we have to do on this side of things is nominee equal, and then put this name in here. And you can see we have it once over here, but I think they just want it as like an output of 1. I'm pretty sure. So you can just do dot counts, and then dot drop duplicates that. And we have one. Didn't really name this up here, but I don't think that matters too much. And it's been solved. You can see their answer was 1, but that solves as well. And the reason why I put drop duplicates, just to show you guys real quick, we'll just put this over here. If we just put accounts, you're going to see we're going to have 1 multiple times over there. So just put drop duplicates, and you can see we just have the output of 1. All right, so now we're taking a look at number of shipments per month. So write a query that calculates the number of shipments per month. Unique key for one shipment is the combination of shipment ID and sub ID. So I do need to put that on here. And I'll put the year, month format in that. So that's also another side of things that we're gonna have to do. And the number of shipments that month. So number of shipments that month. So let's look at this expected output. So all we have 2 columns. So year, month, and also we have counts. I don't think it should be that bad. Let's take a look at this head. So our friends over here have this annoying date format in comparison to this. So that's probably the first thing that we should work on. But regardless, easy, right? So Amazon shipment, put in here single quotes, shipment dates. That's, and what I'm gonna just put over here, I'm gonna make this as a new column. I'm gonna say date format like that. Well, we should actually put year month because that's what our answer is. So put year month like that equals that. And then we're gonna put .dt like this. And last time I showed you guys how to do a month. This time it's gonna be a little bit different. So we're gonna put .strftime like this. And we're gonna have to format this a little bit. Put in single quotes like this, and then put percentage. And then I believe it's year like this, and then percentage month. I'll just run the code to make sure it's correct or not. So not fully there. And the reason why it's not working is I need to actually put a capitalized Y. You look at this function over here. Now it works properly. So sure that's capital Y, lowercase m. So now that's working. Let's take a look at the head on here. And you can see your month, sub ID, shipment ID on that side of things. Just to build out the final part, I'm just going to final equals, and then we're going to do Amazon shipment group by, and then we're going to put in this first side of things year month. So that there. And then next we have the shipment ID. So we'll put that over here like that. And then all we need to do on here is .counts. And then what we're going to do is toFrame. And what we want to have over here is counts. And then just .reset index. So reset index. And then I would also just put over here sort. But I don't think it matters. Just for clarity's sakes, I'm going to just put sort values. And then what I'm going to just put over here is year month like this. I think that should run it. 3 and also 6. And it's been solved. So for this question, number of workers by department starting in April or later. So find the number of workers who joined after April. I'll put the department name along with the corresponding number of workers. Sort records based on number of workers in descending order. So again, just throw that over here. Number of workers. And then our expected output is just department like that. And also num workers. So we'll put that over here. Let's start solving this. So we're on the code. Worker.head. We have all this information over here. First thing we're going to do is filter on this joining date. I like just putting it as month, as you guys saw earlier. So we're just going to put worker month, and then we're going to say that's equal to, and then we're going to put over here worker, and then we're going to put over here joining date .dt.month, and we're not working there, and that's because joining date needs to be in single quotes. All that there, just to see this head. That's we have that lines up. Okay. Now that we have there, let's query this for April. So we're just going to put worker.query, single quotes, and we're just going to say month. And what is it? Before or after April? Who joined in or after April? So month is greater than or equal to 4. And then worker April stats. Run the code. Great. Everyone's showing up 4 plus. Nice, it's working. Then we're going to do our group by. Someone just say final equals worker April dot group by. Make sure you put the P there. And first thing we're going to group by is the department. We can put the department over here. Then we're going to have to do something with these worker IDs, in my opinion. So just put worker IDs over here. I'm going to say put unique just in case like an employee just was in here inputted twice. You could also put that count. Either way works. And unique, right? .toFrame. And this one is going to be called numWorkers. So put that in here like that. .reset index like that. And then we're going to .sort values. And then we're going to put number of workers like that. Ascending equals false. I think that should be everything. Run code, admin account HR, 411, and it's been solved. So this one is unique users per client per month. Write a query that returns the number of unique users per clients. So if we run this code over here, client is going to be like desktop, mobile. Okay, that's not too bad. We're going to have to figure out some type of group by. And our expected output is client ID. Then we have time ID. And then also we have user ID. Okay. And time ID, you can see here, we're going to do our favorite date. So let's start off with that. So fact events, and then I'm just going to name this as, oh, we're going to have to rechange that. Interesting. Okay, that's not too bad. We're going to have to change that over there because you can see time ID is the same in both of those. So that's a little bit of complexity, but I think we could do this in the group by. We would just group by the client ID and time. Let me try that. So let's just do fact events. We'll just say final, right? Final equals fact events dot group by, and then under group by, we're gonna have to put these brackets because we're gonna do a few things. So we'll put client ID here first, and then next one, I think what I'm gonna have to do is call this again. So fact events, this time ID .dt.month. Think that should be able to solve this. And then we're just going to be summing up the user IDs. So just put ID in here, or not summing them up, but counting them. Some would be incorrect. And it's unique, so we can put n unique like that. We can put toFrame, and then we're going to name this as user ID, and then .reset index like that. And do we have to order this by anything? I don't think so. Desktop. Yeah, this isn't ordered by anything specific, so I think that should be it. And the reason why we're doing this on here like that is we're going to change that date. I think that's how you do it. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I think this just showed the top 5. First 5 is only shown there. Oh, it's incorrect. All right, so let's see why we're wrong on here. So my solution on here, 2, 3, 4, We have user IDs on here. And 26, 44, 19, 13, 16, 11. So I'm going to comment this out and see what's going on. I'll just run this again. And the reason is I thought I mistook ID as user ID when we have user ID right there. So let's just put that there. And 13, 16, 11, 9, 14. I think that should be it. And it's been solved. So just double check you grab the right stuff. I thought ID was that one. So messed that up on the user ID side of things. But not too bad of a question once you figure out what to do with this time ID. Okay, so we have an Airbnb one this time. So find the average number of bathrooms and bedrooms for each city property types. I'll put the results along with the city name and also the property. So this seems like it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but I think we could solve it. So let's start. So first thing I'm going to do, take a look at this data frame. We got a lot of stuff in here. So see, pretty long. We have bedrooms and beds, a lot of different stuff. And our expected output also. So I'm just going to put this over here. We have our city. So that needs to be grouped by. We have a property type, which those need to be grouped by. So I'm just going to put that, just right, group by, like that. And then we need to have that and that. So 4 in general, and I'm just going to pipe these so they look a little different. And then that. And then we're going to say average. So I think we can start with the group by. Say final equals dot group by, and I showed you guys in one of those earlier questions with the brackets, 2 of them. So there, and also property type. So that's going to group by those. Now we need to do an average for bedrooms and also bath. So in here, we have bedrooms like that. So we'll put over here bedrooms, and then also where do we have bath? Bathrooms is right here. So put that like this, okay. And then we're going to dot mean. That'll give us our average. And then also just reset index. Set index. I think it was the question before I put like an ID here twice. If we just run this like this, our average is going to be under bedrooms and bathrooms. I know we're going to have to rename these, but I think that's what we're going to have to do. So you can see Boston apartment 11, Boston condominium 22, Boston house 11. So it looks like that's working. I'm just going to rename these now. So all we have to do is put final dot rename like this. And we're going to say columns equal this. And we're going to just have to rename these 2. So we have bedrooms. This is going to be like a list. And we're going to rename this as bedrooms average, comma. And I know I have to put single quotes, but we'll do that in a second. Bathroom, not equals, colon, and then just like that. And then just put our single quotes around this stuff. I think that should solve it. Together like that, so it reads way better. And bedrooms and bathrooms, just like that, not too bad. So So you're pretty much putting out this list over here. And so we're just renaming bedrooms to that, and then bathrooms over here. And that's how you rename multiple columns at once. And that's how you can do multiple aggregates with the mean on this side of things too. So a little bit different, a little bit more complicated than other stuff. I don't know if specifically this should be an easy one, but we'll see in our next video, which we're going to do medium questions, how this fares up. So we're taking a look at libraries who haven't provided the email address in circulation year 2016, but their notice preference definition is email. So let's run this head over here. There's only one data frame. You can see all of this. So first thing I know, you have to look for email as like primary communication or something like that. And you can see there. So we're just going to put that email. I'm going to do a query on here. And then it says, let's see if I haven't provided an email. So there's a column over here that says provided email. So we're going to have to say that equals false. That over here. And this is actually, well, we have true or false, so we might have to just put 0. You can see that's a bool. That's a bool. I'm just going to say that's equal to 0 on here. And then we have year, patron requested, or circulation active year. Circulation, that's what we're going to need. That's equal 2016. And let's take a look at our output. So our output is just going to be the home library code. So let's do this on a query. So we're just going to put library equals, and we're going to put library usage dot query, and I'll just put everything that we need to filter by. So first, do active year 2016. Well, first single quotes, don't forget that. Equals 2016 like that. I'm going to put and let's work on the next one. So notice definition email. So we'll remember full quotes this time. Email like that. We're going to do one more and this time we need to take a look at provided email address. So provided email address equals 0. And if you didn't do a query, this would be way more complicated. But that solves those three. Let's just run this code. And you can see how this works on that side of things. Next, we're going to do library. Let's put over here home library code, single quotes on the inside on here. And run this again. So we have 2 X's. I'm just going to drop duplicates. That should solve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, X, R3, P7, and E9. There we go. Okay, finding updated records. We have a table with employees and their salaries. However, some of the records are old and contain outdated salary information. Find the current salary of each employee. So just assume that the salaries increase each year. Okay. I'll put ID, first name. I'm just going to look at this over here, what the expected output is. And then it's saying order your list by employee ID in ascending order. So expected, I'm literally just going to copy that and throw it down here like this. All right, so let's take a look at this data frame. I have a head here. So Todd, we have him here twice, 110 and 106. And then Justin, we have 128 and 130. Different order on that side of things. And then we have Kelly. We could expand out the head if we wanted to, but this probably isn't too bad. So what I think we could honestly do is dot group by like this. And I'm just gonna name this as final. So inside this group by, what I'm gonna just put is kind of our output on here except for salary. So let's just copy all of that. Because we technically are grouping by this. You can see the final, we need RED and things like that. So just put single quotes around all of this side of things. And I know I have to put commas still. Just ignore it. And then put commas. So comma, comma, and comma. And we're just going to delete some of the spacing so we can put more over here. Next thing, what I want to do is we're going to put over here salary. And the hint that it said salaries never go down, that means all we have to do is put a max on here. And then I'm just gonna do a reset index. That's, and I think we have to order by ID. So sort values, and then we'll just put over here ID. And you can see now we have Todd here with 110. Then we have Justin 130, Kelly at 42, Patricia 170, and then Sherry at 44. And again, why I didn't need to do two frame is we're just replacing the salary. We're not building out a brand new frame to here. And I think that should be it. So if we just go over here, solved, and it's 100% correct, looks good, super, super easy. Now we're taking a look at average salary. So compare each employee's salary with the average salary of the corresponding department. This will be interesting. I'll put the department first name and last name, all that type of stuff. So I'm just going to copy this here. And we will set as output. And let's start figuring out what we're going to do. So let's take a look at this data frame. So the first thing I'm thinking that we should do is just build out a new column in employee for the average. So I just put employee and we'll put average salary like this. So average salary, and that equals, and I'm gonna have to do a group by in here. So employee dot group by, and all we're gonna do for the group by is the department. What we're going to calculate is based off of the salary. So salary like that. And then, and instead of like other group bys where I put dot main, we're going to just put dot transform. And then inside over here, we're going to put mean like this. And I think that should be the first part of it. So let's run this code. And let's run this employee.head. So now if we go all the way over here, we can see the average salary. And now all we have to do is just put employee, and we're going to output a lot of these different columns. So do that twice, and let's just copy this right here and put our classic single quotes. So I think these single quotes sometimes take longer than writing out the actual query, and put our commas. Although this one we had to think about a little bit, but regardless, it has been solved. Well, assuming this works. Run code, sales, max, 1300, 1336, 175, 175, 1336. That's correct. So now we're on Lyft. So find all Lyft drivers who earn equal or less than 30K or 70K output. So this will take 10 seconds. Let's put this over here. Don't time me on this one, but dot query, single quotes. So equal to or less than 30,000. And that is what? Yearly salary. Didn't even take a look at the data frame. So let's see, that's 30,000. We're gonna put and then we're gonna copy all of this again. And it says more than 70K. So just turn that around, turn that to a 7. Run code. And the reason why it didn't work, as I said, and let's put the pipe so it's an or. And we have all this over here. And then it just says find all Lyft drivers. It just says index, start date, end date, and yearly salary. So I think that's it. Solved. So a little bit longer than 10 seconds, but cake question. All right, order details. So find the orders made by Jill and Eva. Consider that Jill and Eva is the first name of customers. Output the order date details along with first name. Order records based on customer ID and ascending order. So just put that in here. We want ascending. Okay. Expected output. And it's our output right here. All right, so let's take a look. We actually have two things we're gonna have to merge again. I think it's been forever since we merged, but we have customers and orders. So if we see customers.head, orders.head. So customer ID first, last, city address and phone number, and then orders.head ID, customer ID. So let's merge these first. So we can merge those first. So what I would do is merge df equals, and then pd.merge. And then if you remember from earlier, customers, orders, like that, left on equals, and we'll figure it out in a second, right on equals, and then how, in this one, we're just looking at orders, so we need to enter again. Don't have anything that doesn't show up correctly, so enter. And customers, we have an ID and we have a customer ID. So customers on here on the left. So we're going to say that's ID, and then cust ID is on here. So let's run that, and then you can see this is all combined on here, and that's good, right? A lot of names and different things like that. So next, what I'm going to do is find orders details made by Jill and Eva. So I'm just going to do merge df.query, and then single quotes, and we're going to look at this first name. So our first name equals, I'm going to say Jill, like this. Remember, actual quotes this time in the inside, and we're going to put or, which is the type, and we're going to do the same thing again. So this time instead of Jill, we're going to put Eva, like that. And then I'm just going to say this as Jill Eva equals, like that. And you can see all of this is working now, which is good. So it says consider there, output that the order, date, details, and cost along with the first name. So we still got to do some work on here. It's not perfect by any means. So all we're going to do is Jill Eva. Let's grab what we need. So I think I have that. I did not. No, I did. Yeah, I did put it right here. So we're just going to copy all this over here. Throw that in here. So first name is there, then order date, order details, then order cost. So like that. Okay. And then it says order records based on customer ID and ascending order. So that customer ID is there, cust ID. So I'm just going to put dot sort values and then cust ID. I don't need to do anything else because we don't want it descending. And we don't have that in there. And instead of just putting it at the very end over here, I think I'm just going to put this like this, because I'm not calling the ID on here, which makes sense. So we're going to put sort values, and then in here, we'll put cust ID. That, and then I think this should work now. And it does. And 25, 80, 150, 50, 30, all there. And we have order date on that side of things. So I think that should be that. Click solve, and it's been 100% correct. So just sort values here because we're not going to grab that column over here at the very end. All right, so reviews of Hotel Arena. Find the rows for each review earned by Hotel Arena. Output the hotel name, which should be hotel review, and then review score along with the corresponding number of rows and the score of the specified hotel. So expected output, we'll just copy that over here like that. And take a look at this head. So all this junk over here, the hotel name needs to be equal there. Okay, so first thing I think we should just do. So I'm going to just say hotel HA equals, and then I'm just going to query this Hotel Arena. So query, and that way we have a simpler data frame. And that was hotel name equals, put in actual quotes, Hotel Arena. Let's run this. And we have hotel arena. Good. Okay. Up next, we need to do our group by. So I'm just going to do hotel.ha.group by. And I always like just building a new data frame. So final equals that. And for this group by, we're going to have to put two things in here. So we're looking at reviewer score and also hotel name, because you can see like 5.8 is here twice. And if we scroll down over here, hold on, I got to scroll up, then scroll over. So under reviewer score, we have two 5.8s, one right there and one right there. So that's what we're taking a look at. So let's put both of those in there at single quotes. And then hotel name like that. Well, I think it's pointless if you're going to use just hotel arena, but that's what the interview question asks for. So then I'm just going to put over here reviewer score. So we're going to be counting how many of those are in there. So that counts. And then to frame. This is a brand new one. So interviews. Like that. And then dot reset index. And then we're going to put dot sort values. And then we're going to put over here reviewer score. And that should be it. 3.8. You can see 5.8 does too. And only goes to 9.6, which makes sense because the average was 7.7, I think it said. And it has been solved. All right, let's take a look at this next one, popularity of Hack. So you got a full paragraph on this one. So developed a new programming language called Hack. To measure popularity of Hack, they ran a survey with their employees. Survey included data on previous programming familiarity, as well as the number of years experience, age, gender, all this type of stuff. Satisfaction. Due to an error, location data was not collected, but your supervisor demands a report showing the average popularity of Hack by office location. Luckily, the user IDs of employees completing the survey is restored. Okay. Based on the above, find the average popularity of Hack per office. So all that just say the average popularity. So put that in here. I'll put location popularity. And if we take a look at the expected output, all it is location and then popularity. Okay, that's pretty easy, right? And we have two different data frames, Facebook employees and Facebook survey Hack. And then above said data was not stored in this survey, so we're gonna have to merge these together. All right, so merge equals pd dot merge. I guess we can start with this one on the left. Not a big deal. Facebook employees, Facebook Hack survey, left on, right on, how equals inner. And then we have ID for Facebook employees and then the employee ID. So we're going to do left on ID and then the right on employee ID. This. And this should give us our first data frame is merged. Okay. So we have all of this merged on here. Next, let's do a group by. So merge dot group by, and we'll be grouping by location. So let's put location in there. Then we have popularity. We're gonna put in there. We need to find the average. So dot average, or not dot average, sorry, dot mean. And then what we need to do is we already have popularity, which will stay the same. So we don't need to put that to data frame. But we'll reset index. Spell that correctly. And then are these in any particular order? I don't think so. And then sort location, that is in order. So sort values, and then we'll put over here location. That's India, Switzerland, UK, USA, 7514346. Switzerland, man, they hate Hack. And then solution is correct. That has been solved. Now we're going to be taking a look at the most profitable company in the financial sector of the entire world with its continent. So Expected output, it's like this. Okay, and let's take a look at this data frame. So we have company, sector, so we're gonna have to query the sector first. Continent, so we'll need that over here. And then we have profits. Okay, is that all we need to do? Rank. We have the same company here twice. Let's see. I don't think we do, right? Let me just see real quick. So we'll just say sort values and then company. I don't think so. These aren't over here. So what we can do, we can actually, yeah, this isn't too bad. So sort values this time, and instead we're just going to do profits. This is the most profitable company. And then should be here, and then we'll put ascending equals false. This will give us our number one ICBC, which we have over here. And now all we need to do is we're going to query this. Query. And then what I'm going to say is, have this over here, sector equals financials. And that needs to be 2 equals quotes. Now this just gives us this type of stuff, and then we could just do head 1, right? And we'll just say like find equals that, and then I'm just gonna do find dot head 1. We have all this information, but technically I don't need all of this. As you can see, all we want is those 2. So all I gotta do on that side of things is put that company and continent. That's it, right? Company and continent. And it's been solved. Pretty fairly simple on that one. All right, so salary differences. Write a query that calculates the difference between the highest salaries found in the marketing and engineering departments. Output the absolute difference in salaries. So we have employees, and then we have department. So we're a fun merge. So merge equals pd.merge. Let's just grab our stuff. So employee, department, that's left on equals quotes, right on equals quotes, and then how equals inner, and then we have department ID. So put that department ID, and then we just have ID. And now this should run code, and you can see how all of this works. So let's start building out a few things. Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking that we need to do is get our max for engineers. So what I'm just gonna do is engineers equals merge like this, and then dot query, and then all I'm going to do is department single quotes equals, and then we have engineering over here. That's actual quotes. All right, run this. Okay, so now engineers is like that. So what I'm going to do is engineers, and then we're just going to put salary max. So salary dot max like that, and I'm going to say max eng sal equals that, and you can see max engineer is 45.7. Okay, let's copy all this again, and we're going to do this for marketing. So I think marketing, if we just grab this set again, well, grab that. I think it's just get marketing. So marketing like that. Max, I'm going to say MARK, sal, then 48. Okay. And then let's say diff equals, and then ABS for absolutes. And then we'll just do minus that. So 2400, let's see our expected output, 2400. I didn't name this on here. Let me see if I actually need to name this or not. And it says so. So I didn't need to in this case, but the answer is 24. So just query on that side, I think, get the max, and fairly simple on that. Use. So find the last time each bike was in use. Output both the bike number and date time. Order results by bikes most of them used. Okay, so bike number and also last used. All right, let's build this out. So you can see the run code on there. And we can use max again, and we'll get our bike number and then last used. So what we can do is dot group by, and then let's group by the bike number like that. I think that's what it is in here too. Yeah, bike number. Then over here, I think end time was last used. Start time, end time, yeah. So end time like that. And then we're gonna do dot max. And then it was just last used, right? End time. So I'm gonna just say 2 frame. And we're gonna name this one as last used. Like that. Then dot reset index. And then dot sort values. And then what I'm just gonna do is put last used in here. I think that should be 2012. Not correct. That is not correct. All right. The reason why it's not correct, if you see it goes from 1 to 5, this goes backwards. So I have to put ascending equals false. And then I think this should be correct. 30, 31, 1928 with that one, 1097, 270, 106. It should be it. And it's been solved. So yeah, just make sure you put ascending equals false. And we're getting a lot of these group bys, so make sure you've familiarized with yourself with that. Is the final question on here. So find the activity and description of facilities with the name Street Churros with a score of less than 95. So all I'm going to do is a query. So I'm just going to say this final equals. And before I run that, actually, let's take a look at this data frame. As you can see how that's done there. Now we can start writing it. Query. So first thing I want to do is with the score less than 95. So single quotes, we'll put score less than 95. Great. We're going to put and we got to look for this name. So facility name, I think that's what it is. Facilities with the name. Yeah. So facility name equals actual quotes and street churros like that. Okay. Run code. We have all this over here. And then we just need to output what's in final. So you can see expected output. We'll put activity dates, put 2 brackets, and The last thing, PE description. Hopefully this is it. Okay. Run code. Give those 3 right there. And we don't have to order by anything, right? 2017, 1229. Didn't say so. And we solved that question. I hope after this video you learned a little bit more about pandas, and if you're going for a coding interview, that you're a bit more prepared. I'm going to do a part 2 with medium questions here in the future. If this was useful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to check out Scratch, I have a link down below. I will say it is an affiliate, but I plan on reinvesting heavy into the channel, especially with like hiring an editor and making a lot more longer videos like this one. Anyways, I have other Python videos right over here. You should check out this Seaborn one that I recently built out.